Okay, question number one. We've got some numbers where A is the smallest, B the second smallest, C the next, and then D the biggest. It tells us that the mode is equal to 9. Mode is most common, so therefore we've got to say that D is equal to 9. The median, now when there's an even number, that will be in between the two middle numbers there. So if the median is 8, C has to be 7. If the range is 4, 9 take away A must equal 4. 9 take away 8 must equal 4. So therefore A must equal 5. And then B is bigger than A, it's bigger than 5, but it's less than 7. It must be 6 because they're all integers. So A is 5, B is 6, C is 7, and D is equal to 9. Okay, question number 5 then. We've got this 8-sided shape. All this information here is filled into that 8-sided shape. It tells us the area of the shape is 434. So I'm going to say that this rectangle down below is equal to 28 multiplied by 12. 28 multiplied by 12 is equal to 336. So therefore, the trapezium must be 434 take away 336. 434 take away 336 gives me a value of 98. And I know that the area of trapezium is equal to a half times by the parallel sides multiplied by the height. And what I'm trying to do is work out the value of CD. I'm trying to work out that length there. So if I do a half of x plus the opposite side, and if that's 5, and that's 28, that means that the base of that trapezium must be 18, and then times it by this height here. Well, if that height, the whole thing is 20 and that's 12, that must be 8, and that's equal to 98. So I just need to rearrange this now. So 98 times by 2, so x plus 18 multiplied by 8 must equal 196. Divided by 8, and I get x plus 18 is 196 divided by 8, which is equal to 24.5. Take away 18 from both sides, and I get x is equal to 6.5. Question 6 then. We've got a relatively straightforward SOHCAHTOA question. So I've got my adjacent is equal to x and my hypotenuse is equal to 9.5. So it's going to be cos 42, which is equal to x over 9.5. Times both sides by 9.5, and I get 9.5 cos 42 equals x. So therefore x is equal to 9.5 times by cos 42. Gives me an answer of 7.0598, etc. To one decimal place then, my answer is 7.1. Question number 7. So if I know that 81 kilometers is equal to 1 hour, and I've got to turn it into meters per second, firstly, 81,000 meters must equal 3,600 seconds. Dividing both sides by 3,600, I get 1 second is the same as 81,000 divided by 3,600 gives me an answer of 22.5 meters. So that means it'll be 22.5 meters per second. Okay, question 10, simultaneous equations. So what I'm going to do here is get them to have the same y value. So I won't do anything with the top. 7x plus 3y is equal to 3. But I will multiply the second one by 3 to get 9x. Take away 3y is equal to 21. Now, because I've got the y's the same and the signs are different, I'm going to add them together. So I get 16x is equal to 24. Divide both sides by 16. 24 divided by 16 is equal to 1.5, is equal to 302. And then putting that back into, I'm going to put into the second equation, 3 lots of 302, take away y is equal to 7. If I add y and take away 7, I get 3 lots of 3/2. Take 7 is equal to y, so therefore y is equal to minus 2.5, minus 5/2. So I'd leave that y equals 3/2, x equals 3/2, y equals negative 5/2. Question number 11. Two numbers that multiply together to equal negative 24, so they've got to be a plus and a minus. The numbers that multiply together to equal minus 24 and add together to equal 5 are 8 and minus 3. Solving it then, I get x is equal to negative 8 and x is equal to positive 3. Next question. So Larry's a delivery man. 7 parcels to deliver. The mean weight of the 7 parcels is 2.7. So if I do 7 times by 2.7, I get 18.9. And that's the total mass of all of the parcels. He delivers 3 of the parcels, and each of these 3 parcels has a weight of W, so 3W. The mean weight of the 4 parcels is 3.3. So 4 times by 3.3 gives me an answer of 13.2. So if that's a total, we can do 18.9 take away 13.2, which gives me 5.7. I know that 3W then must equal 5.7. W must equal 1.9. Question 14, expanding the brackets. I'll do this in a slightly different way. So I've got 5 minus x. I'm going to use grid method here. I get 2x and 3. We get 10x, negative 2x squared, 15, negative 3x. If I simplify it, I get minus 2x squared plus 7x plus 15. And I've got time to answer by x plus 4. So I get minus 2x cubed, 7x squared, 15x. I get minus 8x squared, 28x and 60. And the diagonals then will join together. So minus 2x cubed minus x squared plus 43x plus 60 will be my final answer. Part B, making C the subject. First thing is to add 7 to both sides. G plus 7 is equal to C plus 3 over 4 plus C. I'm going to multiply by the denominator. So I get G plus 7 times by 4 plus C. And that's equal to C plus 3. I get 4G plus CG plus 28 plus 7C is equal to C plus 3. I want to try and keep C's positive if I can do. So I'm going to take the C's to the left-hand side. And I get CG plus 6C when I take away the C. And that's going to equal minus 4G. And 3 take away 28 is negative 25. Factorise, and I get C, G plus 6 equals minus 4G minus 25. And then finally, I get C is equal to, if I take out a negative factor, I get 4y plus 25 over g plus 6. And there's my answer. Okay, question number 15 then. I'm going to get a common denominator of 6. So I need to multiply the left side by 2 over 2. I get 8x plus 10 over 6. Take away 9 minus 6x over 6 equals 13. So combining my numerators, then I get 8x plus 10, take away 9, and then it's minus negative 6x becomes plus 6x, all over 6 equals 13, sorry. We get 14x plus 1, and a times 6 by 13 to get 78. 14x equals 77. So x equals 77 divided by 14, and that simplifies to 11 over 2, I think. Yeah, 11 over 2, which is 5.5. Solving inequalities. So I'm going to draw the graph, that graph there. So I've got 2y squared, take 7y, take away 30. I'm going to see where it crosses the axis first. So if I do 2 times by minus 30, we get minus 60. The factors of minus 60 with a difference of 7 will be 12 and 5, and I want that to be negative. Therefore, I'm going to rewrite this as 2y squared, take away 12y plus 5y, which I've got from here, take 30 equals 0. Factorise either side, so 2y, y take away 6, plus 5, bracket y take away 6. And if I factorise, take out the y take away 6, I get 2y plus 5 equals 0. So I get y equals 6, and 2y plus 5 equals 0. 2y equals negative 5, or y equals negative 5 over 2, negative 2.5. So drawing that graph, it crosses the in this case, the y-axis at 6 and minus 2.5. It looks like that. I suppose my minimum point should come down here, but it doesn't matter so much for this question. Where is this question saying, where is this graph? I read this as, where is it below or equal to this y-axis in this case? And it's any of these y values. So it's y is between 2.5, minus 2.5, sorry, and it can equal and 6, and that's my answer. Okay. Moving on to question number 18 then. So I do this with these questions, with the balance questions. I say 7.5. I write down 1 decimal place either side. So my lower bound is 7.45. The upper bound is 7.55. 3.42 to 2 decimal places will be 3.43 to the right, 3.41 to the left. And we get 3.415 and 3.425 as my upper and lower bounds. F, we've got 2, 3, and 1, 1.5 and 2.5. So I'm looking at which value should I now use. So to get the upper bound, I want the numerator to be as big as possible and the denominator to be as small as possible. So for f to be as small as possible, that needs to be 1.5. To get the biggest numerator, I need the biggest value of 2a. So 2 times by 7.55. Take away that smallest value, 3.415. And we get 2 times 7.55, take away 3.415, all divided by 1.5, gives me an answer of 7.79. Question 19 then. I've got a is equal to 14 over 3x minus 7 and x equal to 7 over 4y take away 3. And I need to express a in terms of y. So the first thing I'm going to do is a is equal to 14 over 3 lots of x. Now x is equal to 7 over 4y take away 3. Take away 7. Now that gives me 14 over 21 over 4y take away 3, take away 7. If we times, let's get a common denominator on the denominator. So 14 is equal to 21 over 4y take away 3 minus 7 lots of 4y take away 3 over 4y take away 3. That will give me 14 over 21 take away 28y minus 7 times by minus 3 is plus 21 over 4y take away 3, which is 14 over 42 take away 28y over 4y take away 3. So I can then rewrite this as 14 divided by or times by the reciprocal 4y take away 3 over 42 take away 28y. Now, if I write this, take away 3, this has got a common factor of 14, and we get 3 take away 2y. So my answer is 4y take away 3 over 3 take away 2y. Okay, question number 22. We've got a kite. The diagonals are AC and BC. A is a point, -3, 4, which is about there. The diagonals of the kite intersect at point M with the coordinate 0, 2. So therefore, our kite is going to look something like that, where it says the x coordinate B is positive. So that's B, that will be D. You've got your A and C. Right, for this question then, I want to try and work out the equation of the red line going through BD. To do that, the gradient is going to be the negative reciprocal of this one, and I can work out that from A to M. So A to M, we've got the change in y, which is 4 take away 2, which is 2, over -3 take away 0. So that's the gradient of AM. So therefore, the gradient of BD is a negative reciprocal, it's 3 over 2. And we also know it crosses the y-axis at 2. So therefore, the equation will be 3 over 2x plus 2. Okay, the next bit of information that I can work out is I can work out the length of this line here, AB. Well, we know that's 6.5. So Pythagoras, if I say x take away x1, which I'm saying this is x and this is y, x take away -3 squared plus y take away 4 squared, and I'm using Pythagoras to say that's equal to 6.5 squared. So we've got two equations, this one and the one I'm about to make now. So that's x plus 3 squared plus y take away 4 squared. I'm not going to work this out. 6.5 squared is 42.25. So if I start expanding, we get x squared plus 6x plus 9 plus y squared take away 8y plus 16 is equal to 42.25. I'm going to bring everything onto the left-hand side here. I'm also going to substitute y as this. So x squared plus 6x plus y squared, well, y is 3 over 2 x plus 2 squared. Take away 8 lots of y. And I've got 9 plus 16, take away 42.25, gives me minus 17.25 equals 0. I get x squared plus 6x. Expanding this bracket, we get 9 over 4 x squared plus 2 times by 3 over 2, which is 3. And I've got 2 lots of that, so it's 6x plus 4. Take away 8 times by 3 over 2, which is 12x. Take 16, take away 17.25 is equal to 0. Collecting my like terms, I get 13 over 4x squared. We get 6x, and minus 12x, which eliminates. And we've got, is that 4? Yeah, we get 4. Take away 16, take away 17.25, gives me minus 117 over 4 equals 0. So 13 over 4x squared equals 117 over 4. Times both by 4, we get 13x squared equals 117. Divide by 13, and we get x squared equals 9. So therefore, x equals plus or minus 3. And I'm going to put that back into this equation here. So let me rewrite it. So y is 3 over 2x plus 2 when x is equal to 3, y equals 3 over 2 times by 3 plus 2. 3 over 2 times 3 plus 2 gives me 13 over 2, or 6.5. And then when x equals negative 3, we get y equals 2 over 3 times by negative 3 plus 2, which is equal to minus 5 over 2. So finishing that off then, we had 3 and 13 over 2. And we have minus 3, and I think it was minus 5 over 2. Yeah. Minus 5 over 2. Okay, then last question, which is a graph transformations question. So I'm just going to quickly draw cos of x. And I know that cos of x and the 4 special points, 90, 180, 270, 360. Cos of x at 0 is 1. And it'll go down like this. Now, this transformation here enlarges the x values by a scale factor of 2. It does the opposite of what you think. So if it enlarges it by a scale factor of 2, I can change this here. And rather than this be 90, that can be 180. That's 360. That'll be 270 times by 2. Just make sure I don't make any silly mistakes. That's 540. And then 360 times by 2, which is 720. So therefore, A is equal to 180, 0. And B is 360. Well, I know that point there is minus 1. And that's that paper completed.